It didn't take much more than a bottle and 2 chairs to make a speakeasy. This is what Daniel Okrent said in his book, Last Call, The Rise and Fall of Prohibition. Today, join us for some stories. Get your own bottle, glass, or mug, and relax. This is Speak Easily, and I'm your host, Krista Stauffer.
Yeah, so I would, I have a black thumb. I would kill a plant. So,
Yes.
yeah, no, these are not real.
Well,
They
Don't get
look
it
great
twisted.
though.
Yeah, it's like,
Yes. Oh, it's so earthy in there. It's wonderful.
it looks so tropical. I know this is going to be really hard to believe, but this one is also fake.
what?
I know, right? I know. The natural growing palm trees in the Columbus area.
Are you serious? I thought it was real.
It just looks so good. No, it's been the joke from the beginning, because starting doing these podcasts at home, Ben's like, we got to get a setup that looks somewhat decent, where the background is not
Your laundry room wasn't working. Is basically
right.
Yeah.
So he said, can you get a plant? Well, the only plant we had is this money tree. And so it's sitting in the side, and every single guest is like, is that weed?
And you're like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Side hustle, okay? Oh my goodness. So do you go by Sharon or Sharona?
I both.
Oh.
My birth name is Sharon, but a lot
Yeah.
of people call me Sharona.
I love it.
So I just put the A in parentheses.
I love it. No, that's great. Sharona. And of course, you have to sing the song if you're going to.
Na 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 my Bologna.
I'm always jealous of people that have a song with their name. Because
Don't be.
really?
No.
Is it bad? Is it just that everybody sings it?
Don't
Okay.
be.
Mine is by Michael Jackson, and it's about his pet rat.
Yeah.
So, Ben, the two of us no more. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. Like, fortunately, I like singing.
Yeah.
Excessive singing, and
Yeah.
I also like my name and that song. And that riff is just perfect, so I don't mind it. But if you're just in a mood and you're like, I don't want to hear my name sung, it doesn't.
Right. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And also I work with younger millennials.
Yeah.
And that song doesn't register to them really, so I don't hear it a lot.
Yeah.
As much as you think. Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. There was actually this is so ironic, because somebody just posted a cartoon that's like the famous song name support group. And they were like, all right, who wants to go first? Roxanne! I'm sorry. And the other people in the group were like, I can't believe you did that. Come on, Eileen. It was
along with Stacy and Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Benny.
And then, what is it? Monica.
Yeah, and Gloria.
Gloria. Gloria. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and you could even say that that Handel liked Gloria.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, he did.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. So it is so nice to meet you. You are one of my amazing guests that our mutual friend Alex was like, it's stupid that you haven't met each other yet. Let me make this introduction. That we are. I mean, there's so many of our worlds that have kind of joined together. So it's so wonderful to meet you. Are you from Columbus originally?
I'm from Cincinnati, okay. But my artistic home is in Columbus.
When did you come up here?
In 2009.
Okay.
Mid 2009, and then I spent a year and a half kind of bouncing between both cities, and then got full-time work here, and then couldn't do that anymore, and reluctantly made some steps in the art world here, and it's been really nice.
Good.
And it's been really nice.
Good. what is your, because you have lots of different art forms. You do a lot. Like what did you first start in? What was your first artistic endeavor?
I mean, mainly I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I play the piano and I sing, and I also compose and arrange. And everything has kind of like stemmed off of that. I mean, I also am an actor, but I have no training. But I've done it I've performed as an actor the furthest away from home. So that's a little interesting for me. But yeah, I also am a choreographer, and I used to dance a lot. I more choreograph these days.
Yeah.
But right now, like in this COVID moment, I'm doing a lot of arranging.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something like, and I paint and I sculpt and
Oh, no. If it lives in a space, if it's like 3D,
no,
I don't
really?
have that. I don't have that gift. No,
okay.
I do not. Girl, no.
Do you think that this is interesting to me? Do you think that that's because you are so musically inclined?
I think it's because I don't have great hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
And a lot of people question that because I'm a piano player.
Yeah.
But basically, I think what happened, and this is like not proven, like, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or I don't know how anatomy or neurology works, but like what I think was when I was like put on this earth, I have musical talent, and it needed to be assigned to an instrument. And piano just happens to be the instrument it was assigned to.
Yeah.
You will see very quickly if I touch another instrument that the hand-eye coordination doesn't translate.
Really?
At all. No.
Okay.
I have learned muscle memory of like, I have a lot of rhythm with myself. So I've like learned a muscle memory of playing the guitar in a very rudimentary way. But like dexterity is not my strong point. I did a Nina Simone show a few years ago, and Nina Simone is extremely dexterous, and practicing those parts murdered me. It really brought out the fact that like my piano playing is like an exercise in musical expression, but not technicality or coordination. So as a result, I think that whenever I've tried to move to other hand-oriented arts, it doesn't really work. You should see me play the drums. It's so funny.
I don't, I mean, and I was raised as a musician as well. And I only laugh at that because my mom is a piano player, professional opera singer, very music oriented. She is the worst at Pictionary. Like don't even ask her.
Yeah. It's like, it's my talent is like very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like even just expanding that, like a lot of people who've played music as long as I have, like I've played music for 36 years, and for someone who's played music for that long, usually picks up like audio engineering and like sound, like recording, and like that's not.
No.
I'm not an audiophile. It's just
it's specific.
Very specific.
Which I don't think that's a bad thing, though. I mean, I think
basically I'm a performer. Like if you need me to perform something, I will do it. And the main way I do it is music. But when I got into acting, it was very, very clear that the same principles that make me a good performer also make me a good actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you start playing piano?
I started playing piano when I was 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I turn 39 next week,
What day?
the 13th.
I thought we were going to be birthday buddies. Mine's the 12th.
Oh, Leo sign, Leo season.
I know. Although I did have a moment the other day of like, okay, and I'm turning 40 this year, so it's like,
Oh,
I know.
yes, girl.
But
I
it's
can't.
pandemic.
Are you excited? You're not excited? I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
For 40 or for your
At
birthday?
me, yes, for 40. I cannot wait for 40.
I was hoping to have a celebration. That's the only reason I'm upset.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Turning 40, no, it's fine because people like
Yeah.
Ben, who are in my class, are much older than me already. Because Ben and I went to high school together, so I like
We
to
did.
know.
It's
Oh,
my
awesome.
privilege that we went to high school together. Yes.
And I'm younger.
Very younger. Yes.
By what? Like
One could say immature almost. I don't know. Yeah.
I think a lot would say it. Sure. No, it's but I was class of 98, so I was on the young side of things.
Uh-huh. Yes, yeah.
That
You are
weird
on the young side of things.
Summer birthday, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
did you were you 99 then or 2000?
I was 99.
99.
Yeah. So I was also on the young side of things. A lot of my classmates.
Okay.
A lot of my classmates were 18 when they graduated, and I was 17.
It's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I didn't
But
either.
But I'm really excited about my 40th birthday. I'm sorry you can't have a celebration. You will one day.
I will. And
Yeah.
a lot of our friends have been saying like we're turning 40 in a pandemic year. We can still be 39 until this is over.
Yeah,
Like, we'll
yeah.
just carry it over and then have I think 42 is going to be the big celebration.
yeah.
42. Yes. That's the only reason I'm upset. It's not the
Okay.
thing. Like it's
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What are you going to do for your birthday this year?
I'm probably gonna work a lot. I really like working. Okay, no. This is probably what I'm gonna do. For real. Okay. I'm probably gonna go. Well, I didn't take off work because I have too much to do, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave there, go get a dozen macarons from Pistacia Vera.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to come home and then I'm going to also order some salmon skin sushi and some shrimp fried rice from Sushi Time. Then I'm going to come home and eat all of it while watching Queer Eye.
Beautiful. It's I think you're ready to go. I mean, this is
I am.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing, to be honest.
I'm really excited. I am not like a huge birthday party person.
Okay.
I'm also married to someone who like probably doesn't remember it's my birthday, and that's fine. It's also he's not good at dates like at all. So like he probably does not remember, and it is totally fine.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to eat all of that shrimp fried rice.
All of it.
While watching Queer Eye reruns.
I love that. I'm the same way. I mean, I would, if I could, I would have everybody I know come hang out and have drinks and celebrate because that's me.
Yeah.
But last year, the highlight of my birthday, I had wanted to do a shrimp boil. So we went to Kai's crab boil place. I don't know if you've been there. Oh my gosh.
Girl.
Like just getting so gross.
Yeah.
I mean, eating like a toddler, and I didn't stop. I just didn't stop.
Into it. I'm totally sold. I haven't been to that place, but I've been to the last time I went to a shrimp boil was in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah. I was there acting. And I was just like, there's a shrimp boil place? Yeah, I'll go.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Well, and that's actually better because, you know, they're like near the ocean. Ohio's oceans are
right.
Super. What were you doing in Australia?
So I was chosen to be in an experimental theater piece.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hesitating talking about it because it's ridiculous. So yeah, I have a residency at the Western Center.
Okay.
It was before the residency at the Western Center.
Yeah.
But they were looking for the person that was supposed to play the parts I played, got a Netflix deal, and so she couldn't be in the show anymore.
Okay.
And so they were doing a residency here in Columbus, and I live here, and they were like, we're looking for somebody. And so I decided to join the crew. I thought I was going to only be providing musical accompaniment, and then when I went to meet them, they threw a script at me, and I was just like, what is this? and I was like, you guys know I've never acted before. Like not even like the cute things like you do, like when you're like, you play like Joseph, and it's like Dreamcoat, and when you're like in the third grade, like not even, I've never acted before. So they're like, yeah, it's fine. We've seen your videos. I was like, okay. So then, I did that show in New York and Pittsburgh and here and LA and Sydney, Australia.
Oh my gosh. That is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Had you ever been to Australia? That's Australia
No,
and New Zealand are like my dream destinations.
You have to go. It's really interesting.
Well, not right now.
It's yeah. So I was there, when the fires were happening.
Oh.
And so I was in the middle of the city. I was downtown, but like I would wake up in the morning. I'd be like, oh no, I left the iron on. Like, oh, did I burn something? No, that's the air. Yo, it was wild. It was so wild.
And they weren't even that close. It was just like.
It was just like fiery air. It was crazy.
That's insane.
But because of where they were in that like situation, like our play is mostly talking about 1968 and that time of like social upheaval and how it relates to 50 years later. And so Australians know like a ton about American culture. So like they like knew all the references, and it's just a really interesting place. Great Asian food. Oh girl. And I didn't. A few of my castmates went to New Zealand, but I didn't go. But yeah, that's the furthest I've been. The furthest before that was Dominican Republic. No. The furthest before that was Peru.
Okay.
And then, but like that was like a 12-hour flight, if I recall. 10. But yeah, it was 24 hours to get there.
Oh my God. Are you a plane person or no?
I love flying.
Do you? Okay.
I am still recovering from an injury from sitting that long. So my hips locked pretty bad. And so I'm still working on recovering from that. But I love planes. I love being on them. I love flying. It doesn't make any sense because I have motion sickness and am introverted. So it makes literally no sense that I like flying, but I love it. I love the airport. I love I love being in planes.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, I have like zero anxiety in planes.
Really?
Zero. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
No sense at all. Yeah. I love flying. Like I love like the whole process. So like waiting in line, the shoes thing, the putting on, like how you like have to basically put your belt back on in public.
Yeah.
Everyone just like looks so crazy just trying to get somewhere. Like I don't know. I love it all. Theoretically, logistically, love it. It's weird.
That's so interesting. You know what? I loved it, but that's because my dad worked for Frontier Airlines. So growing up, we did a lot of non-revenue flying.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Uh-huh.
and back in the day when it was, you could, you know, you could be at the gate with your family and say
Yeah,
goodbye.
yeah. I remember that. Ooh.
Yeah. And we used to be, so my sister and I started flying to go see our grandparents at a young age. And I guess we were so bad. There was one flight where there was horrible turbulence. I mean, the plane was just going up and down. And my sister and I think they must have wanted to kill us because we kept going, wee, every time the plane would go. So everyone's thinking it's this near death, and there's these obnoxious girls sitting there going, oh, that was, oh, I felt that in my belly. So now I probably wouldn't respond like that today, but yeah.
Yeah, I really like flying.
And you work with kids now, like
Yeah.
what
So I work through a series of interesting events.
yeah.
Basically what happened was in 2012, I started, was it 2011? In 2011, I started dancing again. I never really danced formally as a child, but like, you know, my parents are Nigerian, and so movement and expression have always been like part of the like lexicon of like the way I carry myself in the world.
Right.
And I was just like, I want to like dance. And one of my best friends at the time was dating a girl who was a dancer.
Okay.
And I'd never met like a person who like danced.
Yeah.
Like I met people who like took tap after school
Yeah.
and like did musical theater, but like never like danced as like what they do. And so I met her and I started dancing at a place called Feverhead, a little studio in Grandview. And I met this man named Noah Demland, who is also a Leo. He's turning 40 during the pandemic. And I'm really excited. I'm going to go eat pizza with him on Sunday. Anyway, and he's the instrumental music director at a school called ACPA, ACPA.
Yep.
And he had some students who were wanting to really expand the way they express themselves on the piano. And I play the piano. So I started doing some live mentoring, and then I began working there officially, teaching an after-school piano class.
Okay.
And then I directed the musical, and then it just kept growing. And so now I work in enrollment there.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why I reached out to Alex was because I'm trying to just meet people and get involved in what theater is here in Columbus, because I'm a musician. So I know all the music stuff, but I don't know any. So then he was like, do you know Krista? And I was just like, no. And he was like, but why? And so,
you know what,
that's
like, actually that's a really good representation.
But why? And then I was like, I don't know. There's a lot of people, I play music, and a lot of people, I mean, I won't say like everybody, but like a lot of people know who I am, but there's a lot of people who still have no idea who I am. And furthermore, a ton more people who I don't know. And so I think because like my personality is so great or whatever, people assume that I like, sometimes people assume that I know more people than I do. And it's really nice to meet people finally.
Yeah. Right. In a pandemic even, right?
I know. I'm meeting more people now than ever.
But that's the cool part, is that, you know, I'm so thankful for people like Alex. And I think you may be the third guest that he said, you've got to get this person on. I know you don't know them. I don't care. You have to get them on. And because I'm a nerd and I fall in love with all of my podcast guests, I'm like, yeah, new friends afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're friends now. Sorry. You're stuck.
Great.
But
good and great.
But that's what I love about people like Alex, that it's like, you should meet this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's one of those great connectors, and I
Yes.
strive to be more like that in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm also a connector, but my sphere isn't as large. Like people like Alex occupy really, I don't know, you theater people. I think you theater people just like, yeah, that's what it is. So when you are a thespian, you are forced, unless you're out here like one man showing it, you're forced to work with groups of people. When you're in a band, you work with the same people all the time. And like you meet people when you like play in like when you play shows and stuff. But you really have the option of not meeting them.
That's true.
You could really just be like, I'm playing solo, and then you're like,
peace. See ya.
Bye. So
signing out.
But you know, when you're, I'm only saying this because I have recently been, and I can really remember the first time I acted very vividly because it happened a year and a half ago. And I wouldn't say, I say forced closeness, but it's not that it's forced, it's just it happens more intensely because you're playing characters with other people. And you really get to, I don't know if that's how it always is, but like I fell in love with these people like that. And I'm not saying that I fucking hate my bandmates, but I'm just saying that like it didn't take very long, and I think it's just because of the nature of the art.
I agree. I think it's the shared experience, and like also the fact that when you're not doing your work, you're still hanging out with these people.
Yeah.
You get to know them, and what do you do during the day, and then by the time you're in these dressing rooms, it's like, okay, well, let's get naked together and talk some more, you know?
Right.
So there's another shared experience.
Yeah. And it's like, you don't really get that experience like if you're on tour, unless unless you are on tour, and it takes like, it just, the arc for a musician is just much different than it is for an actor in my experience. But yeah, I think, and plus, like, you know, maybe a lot of actors I know are extroverted people, or at least extremely personable people, and like Alex is hilarious, and I'm sure he's really good at being just so much fun in a room. So yeah, naturally he would know a lot of people. And I am like, people say I'm fun, but I don't think I'm very fun. Like I think I'm just funny. No, I don't even think I'm funny. I just think I enjoy very well.
No, that's great. I like that, actually.
I think I am an enjoyer, but I don't think I'm very fun.
That's interesting. No, I like that. I'm an enjoyer. I want to stick with that.
Yeah. I think,
it's sort of
I
like
don't think I'm very fun. I'm kind of boring. I just really want to eat, play music, and watch Queer Eye. And that's really all I want.
But that's why you're doing it on your birthday, because that is your day, and you do what you want to do on your day. And I don't know if Kai's Crab Boil will have delivery on my birthday. Well, they do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you started playing at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Was that by choice, or was that parentals? Are they musicians? Like,
no. So okay, this is a story. So my older sister started playing the piano, and I don't remember if it's by choice or not. But my parents are musical people. I'd hate to make a generalization for the entire continent of Africa, but like Black people, like our sense of like harmony and rhythm and melody is like A1. And so we tend to be musical people. How that music is interpreted, whether it's like like whether it's notes on a page or harmony or just singing or like soul or like in church or whatever. But my parents have musicality, but you know, they are Nigerian and they had just moved here, and I guess that they were probably trying to figure out how to like, you know, do what American kids do, and one of those things is take lessons. And so my sister was taking lessons, and I would watch her from like the sidelines, like just watch what she was playing, and then she would go do homework, and then I would get up and play what she had played. But my mom was in the kitchen, so my mom wouldn't know that it was a different person. And she didn't realize it for like a while.
Oh, wow.
And then when my mom realized, like, yo, like, how did you learn how to play the piano? It's like, I watched her. And so they put me in piano lessons, and I've been playing ever since. I took piano lessons till I was 17.
Okay.
And I stopped when I outgrew my teacher. And I outgrew my teacher not because I was so good, but because she was a singer who just happened to know how to play the piano. And she's just like, I don't have anything more I can teach you. Like, I'm not, like, this is not my primary medium. And so I started taking lessons. So I started playing when I was 3, started taking lessons in 88. So that would have made me 7.
Okay.
And then started playing in church shortly thereafter. And so I took lessons and played in church until I was 17, quit lessons and kept playing in church. And I still play in churches.
That's awesome.
Not the same church, but I still play in churches.
Yeah.
There's been, so yeah, after I turned 7, after the age of 7, there has been maybe like 4 months in my life in which I have not played in a church.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought of that. Maybe it might be 3. Might be 3 months in my life.
Wow. When did your parents move to the States?
They moved in 1980, September 1980.
Okay.
And they came here to go to school at University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I was born a year later, and my younger sister was born. And then the reason why they do not live here is because my dad got deported.
Yeah.
So, right before 2008. And then that's why I moved here. That's why I live here, because my only other American relative lived in Columbus.
Oh my gosh.
So it's crazy. It was a crazy, crazy time.
Wow.
So that's why I left Cincinnati very reluctantly. So that's why I kept on going back and forth, and then finally made Columbus home, and it was good for me.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would have turned. Cincinnati is great. I think that when I look back on myself when I was there, I think I was like a shell of a person, and I just needed I kind of needed like a new start and a new group of people to the people in Cincinnati were really, really beautiful, but I just think that I was just stuck. And living in Columbus, everything happened here. I started really figuring out how I want to play music. I came out here. I finally left my childhood church here. It was just like a whole reimagining of who I was that I don't think, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know a time, but I don't think it could have happened.
In
Cincinnati.
Yeah. And
there's places here that I really call home. Like ACBA, my school, is my home.
Yeah.
And there are people's houses here who have been home in a way that I don't think I felt like I was at home in Cincinnati. And I think possibly because I didn't feel at home in myself.
Yeah.
And so I really found who I was here. I'm a late bloomer too. Like I think a lot of people go through these things in their 20s, and I went through them in my 30s.
Yeah. This is such a great city for that, though.
It is. Like you can really like find your crew.
Yeah.
And you can really find people, the human landscape of Columbus. Like there is, from working at the school, I met this family, and he, like, if he listens to this, he'll be so mad. But like, there's dang, I don't know if you can see, there's a hat tattoo there.
Yeah.
And it's for this guy named Stephen Brown. And his wife, well, that family is I told them very often that him and his wife and his 7 kids are some of the reasons I'm still alive. They really have changed my life in a very profound way. But his wife said something once, and I'll never forget it. She says, the human landscape of Columbus is particularly excellent. Mm-hmm. Some people here that I'm just like, I like really don't know if I don't know where I'll live. I don't know where I'll die. I don't know, but like, there are people here that I never not want to work with. I want, like, my goals. My goal is to get so rich. I want to be so rich. So that, like, I mean, like, 3 times as rich as Jay-Z. Yeah. I want to be covered in money so that I can just fly my friends to me wherever I live. Like the people I've met here, like they're just so foundational to who they're foundational to who I've become. Like they've really fundamentally changed me, and then also continue to change me every day. That's awesome. Columbus is a really great place for that.
It is.
And I found, like, you know, I didn't go to school for like education or whatever, and I'm working in a school now, and I get to meet people and get to offer them, like, you know how many people, like, there's people who like don't love their jobs, or like, I mean, or they just like their job. They're like, nah, I love my job. Like, I love what I do, and I like go to bed at night knowing that, like, I like get to talk to families and recommend them a school option that's like, that I feel makes like some of the best people in the world. Like okay, so like I have 38. I have 38 tattoos. Yeah. And in March 2018, I had 3.
Oh my gosh.
But like, I have, like, my kids teach me lessons, and I've just started covering my body in those lessons.
Yeah.
They're amazing people. But you know, like, that's Columbus, man. Like the school where I work is like in Columbus, you know?
And I have a former student that left her home school for your school, and it changed her life. And
Oh,
I'll tell you afterward. But she's amazing. I mean, it really did, like, it took her as a person and as a student into so much more of a beautiful, more comfortable, this is who I am.
Yeah. And the thing is that when our school was formed like a while ago, before, you know, I come from Columbus, I come from Cincinnati, and so I didn't know what charter schools were. And so I'm the ways that school function now, between now and the time that it was started, like 18, 19 years ago, are vastly different. And there's tons of great high schools now. But like our little pot of 500 kids, man, I believe in those kids.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Because it's all art forms at the school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. There are 5 main disciplines. There's theater, visual art, instrumental music, vocal music, and dance.
Okay.
And these kids kill it. Mm-hmm. These kids make me want to be better.
Yeah.
Like when I started going on tour and acting, I was asking my kids for advice. I was just like, yo, so like, you're gonna laugh at this. um, there, there's one part in the play where I have to step into the spotlight, but I didn't know how, because like I am a musician and I play in dark basements. And you know, the light finds me. Like I don't ever have to step into a spotlight. So my kids taught me how to step into a spotlight.
Yeah.
Like they're like, well, Sharon, the light. So I would always step in and like the light would hit me like right here. Like I didn't know how to do it. Yeah. They really taught me a lot.
I think what's so cool about your school is that, I mean, how many of these kids have that passion already in their freshman, sophomore, junior, but are stuck in a school and can only visit it a little bit, as opposed to what your students get to do, and that they're enveloped in it.
Yeah. Another thing I like about my school is that kids who do not have that passion the teachers do some voodoo business. It's real woo-woo what they do. They somehow put kids who have 9 years of experience and 0 years of experience in the same class, and then bring them all to the same place. Like this is why I don't teach. I just enroll. Like I don't know, that's woo-woo. I don't know what they do. It's like voodoo magic teacher stuff.
Yeah. No.
I don't do that.
No.
I'm really good at people, and Columbus is a really good place to be good at people.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easier anyway. At least I would think. But
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about Counterfeit Madison. Where did this start?
When I moved here to Columbus in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And I came from Cincinnati with 14 bands simultaneously.
Okay.
In my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I was playing every weekend.
Yeah.
And you know, I cheated. Like what I say is I cheated. I'm a piano player, and piano players in rock bands close your eyes. Let's do an exercise.
Okay.
All
All
of
right.
us. Let's close your eyes and think of how many white men you know that play guitar.
Yeah.
Like it's just a growing list.
Right.
And they're in bands. Now think of how many piano players you know in bands. It's just so much less.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, so when I
stopped
showed
at
up,
Billy Joel, and that's basically where,
right? It's just so much less.
Yeah.
And so I have something, I'm gonna toot my horn because it's Leo season now.
You get the whole month to toot. Toot away. Toot away.
I have something called perfect pitch. Where where it is really easy for me to figure out what you are playing, and I retain that information fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So I would show up to people's band practices and be like, just pound it out, and people would be like, okay, yeah, you're in the band. I'm like, yeah, I know. And so I just ended up being in everyone's band not because I was I was good, but it was it was more like a numbers game. There's just like, it's not like I was out here like trying to like edgelord, but I just have no competition. There's like no one, there's just not a lot. Plus like, I'm a Nigerian woman who grew up in Pentecostal church. So I play like I grew up in church, and that's just a very unique style that mixes in with all this rock music and this folk music I was playing. It was just really, really interesting. So I came to Columbus, and I was just like, I left my keyboard in a basement, and where I was living in Cincinnati, I was just like, I'm good, I'm fine. I don't want to play music here because I don't live here.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't live here yet. I know that if I start playing music in a place, I will start living there. And I don't like living here yet because I came here against my will.
Yeah.
So I started playing, and I started playing in an open mic, but I started playing guitar because I missed music. But I started playing guitar so that people would not, I didn't want to let people know that I was a piano player. And I really wanted to like show that I could perform. I want to share music, but like not show them the fullness of who I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I play this open mic at a place, it's now Consuelos, but it used to be called the Taj Mahal.
Okay.
And there is a new Taj Mahal, but it was in a different place.
Yeah.
And my friends that I was making, they were like, yo, I Googled your ass. You play the piano. Like, you've been hiding. And I was just like, So I started playing the piano here. In other bands, I started doing the same thing where I was just playing a lot of different bands. But I was writing a lot because I'm a creative person, and I would every once in a while I'd play a solo gig, and I chose the name Counterfeit Madison. A small story. I ran cross country in high school. We ran along a street called Madison Road, but I was very slow and did not want to run and jog like other people did. I was just like, I don't want to talk to anyone while I'm hyperventilating. So I would like trail in the back and then hang out in a park and with the homeless folks, like, yo, what's up? Then I would see them run back and I'd be like, okay, I'll join. So then I joined at the end, and I didn't tell them till the end of the season. I was just like, yo, like, did y'all know I never completed a warm-up? Like, ever? Y'all know that? I cheated the entire time. And so then my friends put Counterfeit Madison on my jersey.
That's awesome.
So I chose that name. And I worked with an old friend and released an album on my 32nd birthday.
Wow.
And I just kept playing and changing. I played solo for a while, but I was like, oh man, I want like, I'm intense. I want more intensity than this. I was playing with a band called the Dewdroppers.
Okay.
And it was swing, but I was just like, I would like jump on things and like knock over keyboards, and I just really wanted to like,
yeah.
And I think, it wasn't till later that I found out it was like my Pentecostalism, like making its way out of my life in a different way now that I'd left the church, and just this like very visceral, like disorganized, chaotic, vulnerable madness that I really wanted to do, but it's really hard to do when you're a solo piano player. So I started playing with the band, and then I played with a different band, and then I recently did an Aretha Franklin show at the Lincoln Theater with the Wexner Center.
Yeah.
And I played with these string players. I brought out a few albums. I have 3 albums. And the second one, I've always had a love affair with strings. So for the second album, I didn't put any strings on the album.
Yeah.
And when I started recording again, I was just like, strings come back in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my current state, I'm writing for 3 string players who are amazing, and a vibraphone player, the one who's turning 40 next week. And and then I call it Punkison, Counterfeit Punkison. My punk band has joined them, and so all 7 of us play together.
Oh my God.
8 of us, I've included, play together.
Yeah.
So that's like the Counterfeit Madison abridged.
Yeah. So this is probably not an easy question for you, but What is your
I like hard questions.
That's why I'm here. What is your favorite genre of music?
Oh, yeah, that's an easy question.
Okay.
I don't have one.
That's not an answer.
I've often said that, like, I would probably be really mad if I had no more hip hop in my life. I would probably also, I'm a classical head.
Yeah.
I'm going to see what's your favorite genre of music, and I'm going to re-ask it as what is your fundamental genre of music, and it's classical music. I'm a classical head.
Yeah.
I think classical music is the way. No, I don't think. I know classical music is the way I approach everything, including hip hop, electronica, folk music. It's like I approach it from a classical music standpoint.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, it covers everything that I play. Yeah, that's what everything comes from. So everything that I listen to and I love now is I approach it as a classical musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like hip hop. I would be really sad if I could no longer listen to folk music. I would be really, 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 really sad.
Yeah.
So if I never could listen to classical music ever again.
Is there a genre that you don't like? Country?
No, I just don't listen to country.
Yeah.
But it's dope. There's a lot. It's really interesting. I've been thinking a lot about the creation of music, and when I'm in high creation mode, I do not listen to music. And so I'm finding that a lot of the music I'm listening to is 3 to 8 years old. With the occasional, I'll occasionally listen to I'll pop on a Megan Thee Stallion Beyonce remix every once in a while, but most of the music I'm listening to is 3 to 8 years old, the indie music or the hip hop around then. But I think that I really enjoy pop music as a phenomenon of just absolute recyclable simplicity. It is baffling to me that the way music is made, it's not anywhere close to the way I think about music is made.
Yeah.
Just the way the world of production and the world of the hook and the world of the I'm gonna repeat this word. I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna just that pop world. It's just wow. It's very different from the way I think about music, but I'm fascinated by it. But I really, it's rare that I'll turn on country music and be like, ew, turn this off. But I just don't listen to it. Same with EDM. I'm just I don't really I'm not ew, turn this off. But I just don't listen to it.
Yeah.
What do I not like? There's got to be something I hate. Well, there's specific artists that I can't stand. I think Bruno Mars sounds like a rat who is dying. I think my kids get so mad at me for this. I cannot deal with Lana Del Rey.
That's fine. You're totally.
To me, she sounds like a cow in labor. I cannot. I cannot. My kids, if they're doing a recital or something and they'll do a Lana Del Rey song,
yeah,
I'll be like, I'll listen to the original version because I'm just every artist deserves a chance. And I then my blood starts boiling or my skin starts melting. I can't handle it. And then I will ask them to sing the song for me so I can learn from their copies.
Right.
of songs.
Let me hear you do it.
So it's not really genre based. It's more artist based that I don't like.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who some of my favorite artists are
Yeah.
over time. Bon Iver is just everything he touches. It's a hot topic for me because I have a lot of strong opinions about Taylor Swift. I liked Taylor Swift's album 1989.
Yeah.
Not really a ton before or after, and that is sacrilegious to a Taylor fan. I really, I adore Janelle Monáe. I really like Beyonce is Gold. I like Ariana Grande's voice, but not her songs. Yeah, I'm just like, it's very situational for me.
Right.
But I think I would just call myself a pop music baby. I like pop music.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And and like maybe, I don't know, pop music and maybe like 3-year-old indie music, like Sylvan Esso, like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And like Grizzly Bear from like 5 years ago. And like Fleet Foxes from like 2010. But, and then like Peter Gabriel.
He's good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel. It's a tricky question to answer because I don't think I sound like any of those people. I'm not really good. Oh, and then people are always just like, well, you obviously were influenced by Nina Simone, right? No, I wasn't, because I didn't know who Nina Simone was until I was 30 years old. No idea.
It's amazing.
But, you know, she's kind of my guiding light in a way that she gives me permission to do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did whatever she wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, we'll make this really hard. So, top 3 desert albums, like you're stuck with these.
Oh,
3.
okay. Yeah. This is so weird. Kings of Convenience has an album called Riot on an Empty Street.
Okay.
The Hives, Tick Tick Boom Boom.
Okay.
So I'm going to think this very out loud. So the third album is a Kanye album.
Okay.
I don't know which one. Today, so the answer will be different tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Today, the answer will be The Life of Pablo.
Okay. Okay. Tomorrow.
Is that my final answer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my final answer. Yeah, those 3 albums. But like the first 2 were like, oh yeah. Like I love those albums. If you could, nope, never mind. I was gonna say if you could sneak a 4th, but no, it has the second album has Feist on it. Boom.
There you go. There you go.
Good.
I get you. I don't know what I would do. I mean, like, I don't know that I would make it on a deserted isle because I am a song flipper. Even with my own music. It's like I have to feel the right song in that moment.
And those are albums that I know front to back. Okay. And since the proliferation of streaming music, I've become a song flipper.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I love 1989, the Taylor Swift album so much is because it reminded me of how good an album could be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really unfair to her. I like how I'm like carefully considering the feelings of Taylor Swift
You're
right
being
now.
very, very kind to Taylor Swift's little Taylor heart right now.
But
she's going to appreciate that when she listens.
She is. Which is good, Sharona, because I totally bashed Heather Graham, the actress, in a couple podcasts ago, and so Heather Graham will never be my friend at this point.
She is. She's unsubscribed, is what's going on.
Darn you, Heather Graham!
I don't think it's fair. I think that people really love Taylor for her songwriting, and I think she brought an album called Folklore about a week and a half ago, and I'm just like, I'm not sold on her voice. Like, I don't love her voice.
Yeah.
And I don't love the choice of production on that album.
Okay.
But I do, and I don't like what pop music. I don't like what I can really get into it with Taylor Swift. I don't like what Jack Antonoff has done to her.
Okay.
She has these like pop tricks that she resorts to now, and I don't like the way they sit in her voice.
Okay.
And I really preferred it when she wrote more melodic stuff before she got to be a pop star. But I mean, it's only a matter of time if you are that good of a songwriter. She was going to get popular and thus move into pop.
Right.
It's only a matter of time. So
it's amazing. It's such an interesting industry that.
Yeah, it's an interesting industry, and one that I don't love.
Yeah.
And I think it's why I've been a little bit more excited about my life as a composer.
Yeah.
And an actress and a performer, a stage performer, rather than like an industry musician.
Yeah. No.
It's kind of weird.
It's a weird. Well, I remember though, even in college, that the music kids didn't like us theater kids, but we were also probably annoying. I mean, that could have just been the real reason behind it all. But
music kids didn't like the theater kids because musicians have the largest ego of all time. We have ego problems.
Yeah.
We're terrifying.
I think theater kids do too. They're just weird and annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I am, and I'm still one. So, you know, still a theater kid at heart, but, sorry. I'm playing with my mouse and I'm losing things on my screen. I should not be allowed technology is really what it comes down to. I'm not good at it. If Ben were not here, life would not happen.
Thank you, Ben.
I hope it's not quite that severe, but I mean, hopefully life would happen.
Well, okay, yeah.
I am really important, though. Really, really important.
I'm really good at what I do. Well, you know, there would be no plant if it weren't. So let's just, let's put credit where credit is due.
That plant's there for me. That plant would be nothing if it wasn't for me. Nothing, I tell you. Nothing.
The only thing I say to your plant is like, we're getting a little, we've got some bare spot here in the middle.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Wow.
It's plants. We
plant pattern baldness, I guess, right?
Oh, you can false. Fired. Oh my gosh, Sharona, you're amazing. We're gonna close out the podcast, but stick around because I want to talk to you.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming on, and we could probably go on for like 7 hours about music and Australia and plant.
Yeah. and plant pattern baldness.
Plant pattern baldness, but thank you so much for coming on, Ben. Would you like to close us in prayer?
Would I like to do our indoctrination?
Dear Heavenly Father.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Krista and I are going to try to do a couple more of those live episodes. We did that the other day. That was a lot of fun. We got quite a few people chatting with us. We really appreciate you tuning in, listening, and checking out the show, and especially sharing. Sharing is caring, and we really appreciate you.
Sharing is caring.
If you like what you hear, head on over to Krista's Facebook page. It's Speak Easily with Krista Stauffer, and that's where you can kind of talk to us and give us ideas or chat about just whatever. Ask us questions. maybe we answer. We usually will. We will. We definitely will. We don't have that much going on.
No, we have nothing going on.
Nothing.
It's
Nothing
good
much.
times.
It's wonderful.
Fun. Super fun.
And hey, if you ever thought about starting your own podcast, hit me up. That's boxlandmedia.com. I do this kind of thing, and I can help you do it. So you don't have to even go anywhere. Chris didn't go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere. I'm probably not wearing pants.
Okay, don't. No, don't.
Blot out. He ain't wearing pants.
I might not be. I don't know.
Joke's on y'all.
It's the Skivvy Show. Oh,
no, but please head on over to boxlandmedia.com or hit us up 614-505-0674. Love to hear from you. Thank you. And until next time, watch out for the bath salt zombies, and see you next time.
Yeah. And see you next time, folks.
Bye.
Boxland Media. Think big.